Good morning, welcome back to Six Arrows. Today's Friday, so that's going to mean some broadhead shooting and some work at split differences, things other than the 20, 30, 40, 45, and 50 that I have my pins set up on. We're going to start off by taking a look at what the drop is, what my arrow drop is between 20 and 30 yards. We'll talk about that a little bit, and then we'll get into some of the split distances and the adjustments that I make to shoot at those intermittent distances. And then we'll end the video with a couple shots with the broadheads. I'll go into a little bit about the broadheads that I use, and then I'll show you how they perform. Let's get to it. So I'm going to start off by shooting 2 arrows at the top 2 circles on the target using my 30-yard pin, and then I'm going to do the same thing using my 20-yard pin, and then we'll take a look at what the difference is between those two. There's the 2 at 30 with the 30-yard pin. Now let's aim at the same 2 dots using the 20-yard pin. These top 2 arrows were shot at from 30 yards using my 30-yard pin. More than happy with both of those shots. You can see the significant difference with using the 20-yard pins. That's a good foot of drop between that 10 yards. So now that I've taken a look at my drops, I've marked off points at 20, 22 yards, 25 yards, and 27 yards. And I'm going to, using my 20-yard pins, make adjustments for the height based off of how close or far away I am. So for example, you saw about a foot of drop between the 20 and 30-yard pins from 30 yards. So I'm going to start with 25 yards, and I'm going to hold the 20-yard pin approximately 6 inches high and see what that looks like. So this is the 25-yard shots. And like I said before, I was holding about 6 inches high. So my aim point with the 20-yard pin was approximately right here. And you can see that's more than adequate. That'll definitely get the job done. So now I'm going to repeat the same process at 22 and 27 yards. At 27 yards, I'm going to hold approximately 8 inches high. And at 22 yards, I'm going to hold that 20-yard pin about 3 inches high. And we'll see what it looks like. Let's go take a look. Okay, so I have my 27-yard arrows over here. Remember, I was holding that 20-yard pin approximately 8 inches above the green dot, and that was the result. And this is the 22-yard shot, and I was holding the 20-yard pin about 3 inches high. So I was holding it just barely above the top of the yellow ring there. There is a slight crosswind coming from east to west, so you do see a slight push that way. But as from a height perspective, I'm very happy with that. So you just have to put in the time at the different distances and it becomes second nature. All right, it's broadhead time. Let me tell you a little bit about the broadheads that I shoot. I shoot Grizzly Stick Maasai 125 grain single bevel broadheads. Been shooting these for a couple years, super happy with their performance. Excellent cut on contact broadheads, and that kind of blunt tipped nose there as that arrow is spinning is really bone splitting. I've shot through shoulder blades before with that thing and it doesn't have an issue with that at all. I got the target swapped out. I'm shooting from 20 yards here. I am only shooting these one at a time because these broadheads are wicked sharp and I would absolutely cut the crap out of my arrows if I was shooting multiple of these arrows into the same spot. Additionally, I always reserve just one of these broadheads for practice shooting. They are ridiculously sharp, and the other 5 I keep for my actual hunting arrows. This one has a couple chips on it from hitting rocks after it passed through deer in previous years, so I still sharpen it up, but there are a few nicks in the blade, and that's why I use this one as my practice broadhead. So that's 2 shots with the broadhead, both hitting the white dot perfectly. I did make a slight adjustment for the east to west wind here and made a little bit more adjustment than I needed to, but still in the white, so I'm happy. You look at these heavy arrows and you can see just how they blow through a target. Now, this is an older block that the center is quite soft. If I'd shot the center with these 550 grain arrows, you wouldn't be seeing any fletchings on this side, I'll tell you that much. But look at the amount that blows through there.